They just go with the flow. It's the Hershey and Keegs Show.
Welcome to Hershey and the Keegs Show, starring pitcher Mark Hirschman and his personal catcher, Mike Keegan. Every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live from the Governor's Comedy Club radio studio. Thanks so much for listening.
Here we are, Hershey and the Keegs Show, Tuesday, July 21st. Hershey is here. Keegs got a last-minute gig out of town, so he is not here tonight, but he will be back next week. I am here with our wonderful producer, Tony Walker. Say hi, Tony Walker.
Hi, Tony Walker.
And with no further ado, we are here with a guest that I know I've been anticipating and excited about for quite a long time, and I've been texting back and forth with them, and we're not going to leave them in the hole for long, so we're going to go ahead and welcome Brenda and Aaron Luter to the show. Hi, Brenda and Aaron. How are you tonight?
Good. How are you?
Doing great. How are you doing?
Such an honor to have you guys, and I just have to thank you for being so respectful and courteous of the process, and really you've been such a joy to deal with, and I mean it with all that I am when I say that it is a super honor. We've been doing this show for 4.5 years, and like I had told you guys, we've had professional athletes and TV and radio personalities and so forth, and I'd have to say this kind of skyrockets to the top of the list for me, so thank you guys so much for being here. Yeah.
Come on now.
I just want to give my audience a little bit of a background. I think most of them know already, but certainly a lot to talk about. Essentially, Brenda and Aaron are the mom and dad and caretakers for a wonderful young man named Josh Luter. The page on TikTok is Josh Luter 2.0. And certainly you guys stop me if I say anything incorrectly, but essentially the story is April 11th, 2021. Josh was away at college. He was involved in a terrible motorcycle accident where he had to be resuscitated multiple times, airlifted to a hospital in St. Louis with multiple broken bones, punctured lung, and many other bone injuries, and certainly most importantly, severe and traumatic brain injuries. 10-month in the hospital, septic issues, strokes, and he has been home, I believe, for the most part since that time under the wonderful care of these two angelic people. Did I about get it right, Brenda and Aaron?
Yeah. Yep.
You nailed it.
I nailed
the
it.
Story.
Yeah.
Yep.
So my question for you guys always when I text is how is Josh? I know he's been dealing with some common earaches and styes in his eye. How's he holding up this week?
Oh, Aaron took him to the ENT today, and just to check his ear again. It's clear. It's fine.
Yeah, it's good. We're just going to kind of keep an eye on that. It's one of those things we've discovered that it's a little thing, but we have to keep an eye on it. Same with the stye that he has in his eye. That just happens for some reason, and so we have to watch that. So we have had ingrown toenail issues until I took over that care.
So
and now we've been clear of that for.
Have they ever explained to you guys why there is such a susceptibility for these earaches constantly and for the styes, or is it really inexplicable?
I can explain why, because after him having these for a long time, his stye is always in his right eye.
Okay.
That's why the way he leans his head, and when he goes in his sling in his Hoyer, he rubs his head there.
Yeah.
And it gets dirt in it.
Yeah, and he sleeps
on that side.
And he rubs his head a little bit. Same. So kind of the same with his ears, since he has a tendency to lean slightly to the right.
It's water.
He gets water in his ear, or anything can kind of get in that ear. And then as far as the ingrown toenails, is because if you don't use your feet, if you're not up and walking and moving, your toes get soft.
Your toenails.
And so he has a tendency to produce a lot of toenail and fingernails. His fingernails and toenails grow
so fast.
But his toes are super soft. So
I hope that
it's just little things you have to after 5 years, right?
His fingernails, like one of his nurses trims his fingernails like once a week or twice a week because they grow so fast, and he has his hands clenched like this all the time.
Yeah.
So they dig into his hands.
So you mentioned the lack of movement. Is that going to be what I can refer to when I had my first ingrown toenail surgery 3 months ago, and it was one of the
Could
one of the worst
very well.
horrific things I went through, and it was a very yucky,
Yeah.
bloody, painful surgery. So I need to
Yeah.
move more, is what you're saying, basically, right?
I think there's easier way to. That never worked for Josh. Never worked.
No. Gotcha. One thing I wanted to touch on, and then there's certainly a lot of things. I wanted to wish you guys a very happy 27-year anniversary. I know you just celebrated it very recently. Is that correct?
That's
Yep,
correct.
last month.
Thank you.
So I actually hit the 27 marker this coming Saturday. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. So we're in the same age range, and I made a note of that. Listen, for me, and I know, you guys you're so humble, and you're definitely people of God, and I see the way you carry yourselves, and it blows me away every day. And I follow along. I can't even in my mind fathom how you both have handled this with such grace and beauty. Is it the fact that you're God-fearing people? What could you possibly attest to the way you've handled this so far?
Yeah, a lot of it is our faith for sure. There's no doubt about it. And then there's just a strength that her and I both share, where we're passionate about the things that we do. So whatever it kind of is that we've got our mind set on, we're pretty passionate about getting there.
100%.
And so, if this is the cards we were dealt, this is the cup we've got to drink from. So let's get on, let's get on it. Let's get after it.
Can you talk a little bit about your transition from a career engineer, and also how Brenda, in the middle of this, put herself through nursing school so she could officially be one of Josh's caretakers? I mean, to me, both of those things are just mind blowing.
After Josh got out of the hospital, it was COVID. So trying to find a nurse for Josh was almost impossible.
It was.
And I was calling like every week. Aaron's mom would come over for a couple hours. I would make phone calls every week. And then one of the agencies told me that the law had just recently been passed that a parent can now be a caregiver for their child, their adult child. If you go to nursing school, you have to be a skilled nurse. So it was a decision of like, oh my gosh, I don't think I can do it now. We've got so much going on. Let's wait 5 years. And then I'm like, why wait 5 years? We've already got so much going on. Why not just do it?
And we couldn't find nursing anyway.
Right.
It was so difficult to find. Right after Brenda had made the decision to go back to school, or, it was a joint decision. We kind of weighed all of our options, and it seemed like the best. One of Josh's nurses, quit. And we're like, oh, well, this is going to get real fun now. I'm working, she's going to school, and we don't have much nursing help. But it made the decision even more important that, oh yeah, we are doing the right thing, because we're not going to have to worry about this, at least for this nurse. She's always going to be there.
Yeah. So
Aaron's always worked from home his whole career ever. So it kind of makes it a little bit more flexible when I can go to nursing school. If anything has to be done with Josh, that needs to be taken care of, that the nurses need help with. And then the days I was off school, I was taking care of Josh. So we were super busy.
So why has it been, or why was it such a difficulty to find the proper nursing? Is it territorial because where you are in Missouri? Like, I know that if you were here, say in New York, it probably wouldn't be as difficult. Is that one of the reasons why it was so difficult?
There's a nursing shortage.
Yeah. I think the ruralness does have somewhat to do with it, for sure.
Yeah.
It's just not the people pool to pull from.
Right.
So.
But every time we called an agency, they're like, "Oh, someone's coming in to apply this week," So every time there was a new nurse, they just grabbed them and they would send them our way, and it just sometimes they wouldn't show up after just so many things. And
I always say there's a certain person that we have to find, whether it's of any of the medical professions that we take Josh to, and that's somebody that you can tell wants to be on Team Josh. It's easy to look at Josh's condition and how severe he is and was, and think that you're just in kind of, I don't know, what do you want to say? Not recovery, just kind of like, not so much babysitting, but just kind of care,
right.
To just hang around or whatever. But
Yeah.
Josh has been recovery zone. And so we have to have somebody that sees that and is willing to get on board
Yeah.
with, hey,
So
this is recovery. It's going to be a long one, but it's still recovery.
this is blatantly not a typical home health aid HHA situation where you're coming and you're helping someone to the bathroom and you're feeding them. This is a, intensive therapy where there's pulls involved and wrapping yourself around them and helping them stand and like Dad does all the time. And it's a much bigger difference. And I imagine people don't want to do that as easily as if it was a typical HHA situation.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. I hope that you guys, I know you believe this, but for the people, and you're up to multiple 100,000 followers right now on TikTok, but we see it. We see the change. We see the improvement. And I have to tell you, this is the first time I'm meeting you guys. I've spoken to you via text a couple times or on the telephone, but we feel it because of you guys. We feel Josh. I absolutely, when you guys talk about how he was previous to April 11th, that he was the light of the room, he is absolutely still the light of the room. When you guys have him on camera and somebody walks in and people still feel that way about him. And again, we as just people who don't know you, who are watching on TikTok, we feel every single bit of it. We feel every single time that he stands up on his own with you just being there, Aaron, to kind of guide him. But a year ago, that wasn't happening, or whatever the timeline is. And can you just talk about how incredible that feels if you guys are able to process it?
Talk about what it started with the pool.
Well, yeah, I guess it's quite something, Josh kind of made his own way as far as therapy went. He was, I noticed that he was really wanting to stretch himself out whenever we would, kind of bend him over to maneuver him in bed or put him in the sling to transfer him. And I was just like, the kid really wants to move and he just can't control it. So how can we control that and help him? And it just kind of evolved one day where I was like, if we can make him stand up, I can hold him to where he can get weight on his feet. And that's what we did. And lo and behold, all of a sudden we were like, wow, look at this. He's actually standing up because, part of his therapy daily is being in a standing frame where the nurses will transfer him into a standing frame. And then he will stand in that for about an hour because it's just good for his systems, his bones, and all of that kind of stuff to stand up when you're stuck in bed as long as he is. And then, so once I was able to do that and get him to stand up, now he's using his muscles and his joints, and he's just getting stronger and more healthy. And, you can tell it by looking at him that this motion helps him. And we're just progressing along.
Yeah. I mean,
And it's an amazing feeling to be able to do that.
And he's also, he's an engineer, so he's a critical thinker.
Yeah.
So him and the physical therapist work very well together, just analyzing everything.
Yeah, the Luder team is just it blows my mind, and certainly for me, when I see things like him making those moves on his own, and it's even satisfying when I hear him making those those grunting noises, like he's uncomfortable or he's not happy, and that to me says that no pain, no gain. So he's growing, he's making growth. If there was no affect at all, then you'd say, oh, nothing's working here. But when you guys hear him make those sounds and those noises, you feel like, hey, it's working. Something's giving here.
Yeah, because I'm so close to him and I can really feel how his muscles are moving, I can tell a difference.
Yeah.
There's some days that I'll tell her, I go, he's standing up differently.
Yeah.
Just doing it differently. His one leg is stronger than the other, and now the other one is coming along, and they're both equalizing, and he's just working at that.
Yeah.
And he will work at it if I tell him, come on, hang in there, another 30 seconds, you can do it.
Yeah.
And he'll do it.
Yeah. It's remarkable. One of the videos that I've watched only about 65 times probably, Brenda, is the the one where you referred to your beautiful boy as a turd, and the reason why he was a turd was because he was being a little fink, and and dad or mom was trying to feed him a glass of water, and he very clearly was intentionally shutting his mouth and wouldn't let you feed the water, and he 1,000,000% knew what he was doing. And to me, that's one of the best videos. You guys, can you just tell us a little bit about that day? And
well, we just did one yesterday too. I did a video when he wouldn't eat his dinner, but I put a cupcake up to his mouth, and he's like,
oh my God.
So he knows like what he's eating. He knows that he doesn't like it. And it was the same thing yesterday. He just clenches his teeth and just
Yeah.
And that's the old Josh coming through.
Yeah. Yeah. So
That turd stinker guy.
the little turd, you called him a turd. I love that. And you know,
that wasn't the first time.
I think I did in the video yesterday too. Like, you turd.
I love when you know, when we start to see the old Josh, and certainly listen, I'm not gonna lie, there are some favorites that I have, and I think I mentioned this to you when we first spoke. I think when Hannah comes over, his friend Hannah, it is the most delightful thing to watch, where you can tell that, I don't know what their relationship was, but they were obviously very close previous to the accident, and he just whoops it up when she's there, and he's flirting and he's giddy, and you know, she's talking about her stopping him from peeing off a mountain once, and stealing all the rolls at the Outback. Like, just tell us a little bit about that relationship, and how much it means to you guys and how much it means to Josh.
Well, we're so grateful for Hannah. She comes and you know, he just lights up when he sees her. I was actually making more videos from her visit yesterday. He's laughing the whole time.
Yeah.
I got done making videos and I looked at him and I'm like, do you want to make more Hannah videos? And he's like,
Yeah.
he's like, biggest smile on his face. It was just, he just loves it. I can play the videos all day long and he's just so happy.
Yeah.
Just hearing her.
She you know, she knows that he was a little stinker back then, right?
Oh, everybody knew Josh was.
Yeah.
I didn't know her before the accident. I didn't know her.
Oh, really?
No. Mm-mm.
So
Didn't know anything about her. No.
that's a great point. Like, and certainly people handle things like this very differently. You know, and I can speak firsthand. One of my very, very dear friends 15 years ago was coming down a water slide in Disney with his wife and his 2 young kids, and he suffered an embolism, stroke, and he is currently wheelchair bound, cannot walk, and I know that me and a group of buddies visit him pretty frequently. But sometimes I think about the people that don't, and I guess. I don't even know. I know how you guys are, and you're so positive. But do you ever think about the people that haven't shown up? Or do you ever get surprised by that, or do you kind of cleanse your mind from all that?
His accident was in a big transition period for the kids of his age. Plus, it was COVID.
Yeah.
So a lot of the kids, you know, were in college, and then after college, I mean, you know how it is when you go to college, you have different friends, anyways, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, kind of all of his friends, like, they just kind of all
dispersed
started their lives
all over the country. Yeah.
Lives,
yeah.
You know, and yeah.
Different places, different people.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they're all getting married and doing things like that. So
Yeah.
they're all still young and out there doing their thing. So we don't really begrudge that at all.
Yeah.
You know, that's just kind of the way life goes.
Yeah.
You know, as life changes, we're all going through different transitions and different seasons, and
Yeah.
that's just kind of part of it.
Yeah, and I totally believe that the people who are meant to be there will be there. Yeah, I know. For me, I get such a kick out of Brenda's dad when he comes over, and there's one particular video where he kept on referring to a Smurf as a Smurfit, and
I know. That was the second time I did
Yeah.
the video. I'm like, the Smurf dad. He's like,
Yeah.
okay, Smurf, and then he says Smurf.
Yeah.
I even corrected him, and he kept saying Smurf it, and I'm like, forget it.
Well,
It's
Brenda
just going to be the way it is.
Brenda corrected him twice on the video, and then about 36 more times he said Smurf it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
just leave Pop alone. He's not.
Okay.
We're just grateful he's there. That's
Yeah.
fine. You know,
He comes every week after he does cards at church. He stops by and says hi to Josh, brings him his fan mail or whatever, and says hi to him every week. So it's great. Yeah.
I mean, it's such a, you know, you guys, and I imagine this wasn't intentional, but it just the organic way it's developed, where Grandpa reads fan mail, and then we're going to do a Sunday prayer, and we're going to talk about. So the Sunday night is basically videos about you giving a little update on the week, and if it's not a good week, you'll tell it. If it's a good week, you'll tell it, and then and everyone kind of joins in prayer together. And how therapeutic is that for you guys? Those little Sunday night videos that you guys do.
oh,
That's
well,
wonderful.
everybody really wants an update from us once a week or so, to find out what's going on. They want to know, did Josh have a good week? And everybody wants to pray with us too. And they always say, sending you prayer and sending you love.
Yeah.
And, we want to pray for Josh too. And we believe in the power of prayer. So
Yeah.
for us, it's very much like, hey, we have the people that want to pray with us. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And let's give everybody a little brief update. We want to tell you the reality a lot of times of what's going on. We don't always show that.
Yeah.
It can be pretty rough.
Yeah.
But we want to give everybody a sense of sometimes when we're going through trials and tribulations ourselves here,
Yeah.
what's going to happen in that week. And then we can ask for specific things that all of our community can pray for together. And,
Yeah. Well, and the thing I love about it, I mean, I don't feel like there's any heavy Christian or Catholic, theme to it. It's just everyone is joining in together for the greater good here, which is the wellness of this family and most importantly, the wellness of Josh. And it really does come through. And certainly for me, as a Jewish background, what I see that you guys do, it's called a mitzvah. What you're doing is a mitzvah. You should know that word because it's what you both do. I might have texted that to you originally when we first started, and to me, I remember this was maybe 2 years ago. I interviewed a family called the Landreth family. I think I might have sent you the video, Drawings by Trent, who their son is a nonverbal autistic young man. And I remember when I first reached out to them, and they had multiple hundred followers, and they said, well, why do you want to interview us? And very similar, I think they're from Missouri also, as a matter of fact, I believe. And they're just so humble and unassuming, and this whole TikTok thing is not about the TikTok thing. It's about healing yourselves, healing your boy, and in a way healing us. When people like me see what you're doing, it makes me want to go out and be a better person to somebody else. Do you guys ever take a look and realize that you're having that impact, or is that just too heavy a pill to swallow for you?
No, we see it. I mean, there's a lot of people that have said, like, I've started running because I can, or there's people that have told us they didn't commit suicide because of Josh. So, I mean, it's really impactful,
And it's selfish on our part because, believes you me, when you hear that, it makes you want to keep going. Mm-hmm. And there's plenty of days where we need a little spark to get us going too.
Yeah.
And to say, okay, this is where we are. This is what it's turned into. We know that Josh inspires people. I mean, he just, with his personality, he just sucks you in. And if he does, he's an inspiration to you. And he's done that for so many people that we want to spread that. We want that community that is inspired to inspire others, and as they inspire us as we move along too.
Yeah. Well,
and it keeps us going.
We feel it. I know that I got so many messages today, even when I posted it, like, oh my God, I love that family. How did you get them? And I'm like, I don't know, but I'm going to make the best of it because I adore them. Yeah. I'm curious, go ahead. I'm sorry.
One of the main things, like the whole social media started just as an update for family and friends, and then it kind of took off, and then it kind of turned into helping other people advocate for their kids.
Yeah.
After that, because after you do this and you're just like blind going through this whole thing without anything to do, you acquire all this knowledge. And it started with a lot of people like, well, what do you do with that? And how do you do that? And I've had people call me from all across the United States says, what do I need to do when I bring my son home? What do I, so we help with all that stuff that we've learned through our process. We want to share it all because we know what it's like to be in a situation like this, where you're thrown in to an unknown situation that you need to be an expert with immediately.
And attached to the biggest, scariest, dark unknown that you'd ever been part of in your entire life. And when you get a text like that or a phone call, and you're the only people that know what that possibly could be like. So I'm sure the gift or the mitzvah that you're giving back to someone must feel really damn good. It must feel really wonderful.
I love helping other people. It just, it really makes it.
Yeah.
worth it. Just help everybody. I like it.
And it must give you guys the impetus. Forget about what the mental effect is on you guys. It just has to be days where Aaron, you're about my age. You wake up some days your back's got to hurt or your knees are hurt or something.
Every day?
Some days.
Yeah, yeah. And Josh is not a little kid, so it's not like you're lifting 40 pounds either. So, what do you do? I mean, it's just drive. It's just motivation. How do you get through some days?
Yeah, I always just say, you just put one foot in front of the other. When the needle's on zero, it doesn't take much to make it go positive. It's just one positive step, and you're moving forward.
Yeah.
And I think recently I said the only way to find out what's around the next corner is to move forward.
Yeah.
That's it. So that's the only way we're going to get there is just to keep kind of going.
Yeah.
You don't really have a choice.
Yeah.
You got to find out what's going to happen next in the story. And the only way to do that is keep moving forward to find out what happens.
And the more you motivate other people and inspire other people, the more you feel better about just your whole situation.
Yeah. I mean, like I say,
Positive.
yeah, it's selfishness too. And the fact that all of these people are inspiring us
Yeah.
to, okay, yeah, my back does hurt. My elbow hurts, my foot hurts, but I got to go get this going today.
They inspire us to keep going.
And so
they want to know more. We
right.
keep going.
And somebody says, "Oh, you're such a great dad. I can't believe you're doing all this." And I'm like, "Well, golly, I got to go do it for that person."
Yeah.
So here we go.
So, I'm curious, like, and again, in the time that I've been following you guys, which is pretty much from the beginning, we've seen Josh really make legitimate strides. Do you guys set particular goals for him to be able to, eventually take a step or whatever it is, or is that just too much for you? You just have to kind of take it one day at a time.
It's always a goal.
Yeah.
I mean, full and complete recovery is our goal.
Yeah.
Right. And so we're just gonna keep going until there's, not a recovery.
Yeah.
And right now there still is.
Yeah.
And so we're still moving forward.
And in physical therapy, when you go to professional physical therapy, they have goals all the time to meet, and if you don't meet any of your goals, then you're done with therapy. And they keep changing Josh's goals all the time because he keeps meeting them and keeps meeting them. So he's doing great.
Yeah, and for me, and I don't remember when it was, but I remember when I first started, I would think to myself, is he in there? Is he in there? And then now it's clear as day that he is very, very much in there, and with his personality and his silliness and his turdness and all that kind of stuff. So that has to be for you guys, knowing that he buys into this. It's not like he's not. He is fully bought in, and he's determined, and he wants this just as bad as you guys, and that must be the greatest motivator, I would assume, for you guys.
It is.
It is.
When he was very first in the hospital in the trauma ICU, none of the doctors would really say how bad or how good it was. They would just look at us in a way and explain things in a way like, this is really bad. Okay. And nobody ever came out and said it, maybe one doctor did, that this is a different trajectory your child is on now. And I remember this seasoned ICU nurse, I'd only seen her there once or twice maybe. And I was sitting there with a look of desperation on my face. I didn't have really any hope at that point as to what was going on. And she just kind of got over Josh's face and got right in his face and looked in his eyes, and just kind of looked back and forth at him a little bit. And she goes, "Yeah, I think he's still in there." And then she was gone. And I don't even know how much more she did with Josh, but that's what she said. And I was like, well, maybe she knows.
Yeah.
She must be the one. I'll just listen to her.
I'll go with her. And she was damn right about it. She was right about it. And I'm glad that she was there. Maybe she was just kind of an angel who just kind of swept in that day. And but it definitely did the trick. There's no question about it. Aaron, one of the things that had some tears dripping down my face recently was the video that you were. I get it, man. I totally get it. You talked about what it's like when you walk in his room and the smile that he gives you. I can't in my life even possibly fathom how your heart swells when that happens pretty much on the daily.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's like, you're his favorite person then. You're like, woo.
Yeah.
So happy to see you.
Yeah, it's like,
There's my guy.
yeah, right. There's my guy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
better than the old Josh, though.
But she's lucky. She gets to see that every morning.
Yeah.
She's the first one in there, really.
Yeah.
In most instances. So I always hear her going there and just greet him, and I know he's giving her a big smile and so happy to see her
Yeah.
in the morning. He gets up and gets going probably before we do.
Yeah.
And he's just ready to see us, you
Yep.
know.
It's unbelievable. How have things been? How is obviously you have another son. I'm just curious, like the dynamic. Obviously, things have changed, but how have you managed to maintain the same type of loving, supportive relationship of your other son?
Well, he was in college. I mean, he's been mostly gone the whole time we've been through this. He was a senior in high school and Josh had his accident, so we were gone a lot in the hospitals. And then he went to college, and we were grateful that he wasn't here in the midst of all of it. And we just told him over and over again, go live your life. Don't let this affect your life. Go live your life.
Yeah.
So he went to college. You know.
And he's very mature. He's very independent. You know, he went out there and he got himself an engineering degree. He took care of all of this stuff on his own.
College.
Just doing it.
He's
You
a
know,
great kid.
we couldn't be any more prouder of him. You
And
know.
how's he doing these days? Just in life, he's doing okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's rocking it.
I love that.
And yeah, he's doing great. And he, you know, with Josh, he's, it's just his brother. So like, not like he's like, I'm gonna go upstairs and see how Josh is. I'm like, hey Josh, just like any other brother would do.
Just like regular stuff. Yeah. Is he in
Yeah,
Missouri
right.
still, or is
Pretty much.
has he moved out of state?
No.
Nope, he's still he's in town.
Oh, good. Okay, so he pops by, hey brother, and then goes and gets a
Actually,
sandwich.
He just moved out a couple of months ago, so he hasn't really stopped by. No.
Yeah.
All right, we got to get him over there for sure.
We're pointing that out.
He needs to tell him to call his mother.
Yeah, no, I'm going to reach out. He's on next week's show, actually. One of the things that we'll get back to Josh stuff, but and I don't know if anyone ever had mentioned this to you before. Me, Aaron, I can't imagine, but sometimes if I'm watching looter videos as I'm falling asleep at night, and I just listen to Aaron's voice, and maybe it's because I'm a stand-up comic and have been in this business now for 15, 16 years, and I think of things like opportunities for people, but man alive, you have the quintessential voiceover voice, and to narrate things, books, or do to narrate document. I mean, has anyone ever said that to you? Because your voice is absolutely exquisite to me.
Well,
Yes, all the
thank
time.
you. Yes, I hear that.
Someone made a comment once, like, I would listen to Aaron read the phone book.
Yeah.
And he does voiceovers at church and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you noticed on the videos, like it was me doing all the videos until a certain time.
Yeah.
When Aaron retired.
Yeah.
And it's Aaron doing all the videos because he's the speaker.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's just so eloquent with the way he speaks, and I'm like, "Duh, duh, duh, duh." So
Well, you're both wonderful speakers, but certainly, with Aaron, he definitely has a little bit of that Midwest. There's like a little bit of a subtle Midwest drawl, along with that little bit of a John Wayne-ish type of voice, and it really is like I'm not trying to blow smoke at you. I'm just telling you straight up, like if it's not like you're not your hands are full time wise, but certainly if you're ever to look, to pick up some side cash, there's no doubt in my mind that you can make income on that voice of yours and your demeanor. It's just, to me, it's fantastic.
Well, shoot, I appreciate that very much.
Yeah.
Just start sending the opportunities my way. And
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
talk.
no, absolutely,
do that.
for sure. I love the idea, by the way, that and I hate it that it gets cold, probably, but from the videos, it looks like Josh is happiest in the pool, in your little pool in the yard. Tell us a little about that and how that came about, and how much that you guys have gotten out of that, and how much he loves it.
Yeah. Well, it kind of came about because at his original rehabilitation hospital, there was a pool there, and
Josh was a swimmer.
Josh was a swimmer
Mhm.
originally. He swam actually for state one in his senior year, and was pretty good at it.
Yeah,
And I just happened to think, it had happened after Josh was being triggered to stand up, and I was like, man, if we could get him in a pool, it would be easier for him to stand up. It would just be easy. It would be easier for me to hold him and all of that. And so I just got online and typed up therapy pool, and it's like the first or second one that came up, and it was just a total another God thing,
Yeah.
where this gentleman had his own company. He was making these pools, most specifically for wounded warriors, and it's called the Vertical Pool Company. And the guy's name is Pete. And I got in touch with Pete, and he said, "Well, I'm not making any more right now. I only make a few at a time, but I think I have a demo one that you could have." I'm
Wow.
like, "Really? That'd be great, you know?" And he said, "I'm like, sure, sign me up. Where do I send the check, you know?" And he's like, "Well, why don't you? I'll just come install it and you try it out, and then if you like it, we'll make a deal."
So he drove all the way here.
So, yeah, so he drove all the way here from like Indiana, I think, or he might have been in Tennessee at that point.
Yeah.
Helped me dig a hole and install this pool. It's kind of a specialty thing because it's 6 foot deep.
Yeah.
And I mean, I had Josh in it almost immediately because it has a location for a Hoyer. Pete has really thought of everything on this therapy pool.
Yeah.
And so I just started using it that year. And man, it made a huge difference.
Hi, Penny.
It just really made a huge difference with his being able to stand up and kind of being able to be close to him and feel what he was doing, so that then I could transfer that into, well, okay, that's the muscle group he's using. So what else can we do? And it just took the weight off me. It allowed me to get stronger, allowed Josh to get stronger. And now, shoot, we stood up for 45 minutes yesterday just doing stand-ups at the regular therapy table, not in the pool. And last year I just kind of did it by songs, and Josh could stand up in the pool with me helping him for about a song to a song and a half. Okay. Now Josh stands up 15, 20 minutes with me helping him in the pool. And the only reason I really set Josh kind of back down is because I need a break.
Right.
Right.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
ready to get a drink of water myself, you know, after holding him and balancing him for that long. So now I'm trying to think of ways that, okay, we're going to have to make Josh a little further out of the water, so he has to work a little harder. And, you know, so it's a progression of what's next. We don't know. We're going to try something else new, see what sticks.
So he mechanically set this up where the Hoyer lift can bring Josh into
There's
the
just
pool.
a hole in the bottom of it. So
Oh.
you put the leg of the Hoyer in the bottom,
Yeah.
and then the other one's on the outside of the pool, and it just slides in there, and he goes over the
Yeah,
top.
it's completely set up so that you can take a person like Josh, who is really 100% needs, and lift him up with the Hoyer and the sling and set him down in the seat in the pool with just a regular hospital type portable Hoyer like we have.
Yeah.
And this guy, he really thought of everything. That it's made for a person who's 6 foot tall to be able to do a full like butterfly motion.
It's the shape of a snow angel.
Yeah, think of a snow angel, and that's kind of the shape of it.
Okay.
And then it has a hole in the center where you can stand up. And if I don't have a spacer in the bottom, it's up to about my neck. And
Wow.
I'm 6'2". So.
So it sounds like you and Pete were able to strike a deal pretty easily at this point then when this
He
happened.
gave us the pool for half price because it was a demo.
Yeah, Pete's a great guy.
Yep.
Wow.
Pete's got his own way of doing things, and he's got his mind kind of set on what he's doing with his product, and
it works.
And by golly, he's doing it. And
Yeah.
I'm hoping we can help him. I mean, because he didn't even really ask for any endorsement or anything. He's just out there helping people.
Wow.
And so I feel like, well, that's a kindred spirit, because that's kind of what we're trying to do too. It's
Yeah.
just help people.
So speaking of wonderful people like Pete, like over these past 5 years, certainly at the beginning and more recently, have you encountered more angels like that in your community? People that you didn't expect to come through with a big home run for you. Has there been a lot of examples like that?
Oh yeah, I think we've run into angel types all the time. That just from the very beginning, just all the people that helped us and supported us. I mean, there's too many to count and too many people to thank, honestly.
How humbling is it, Aaron?
Well, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, and it just happens at the time when you need it to happen, that somebody kind of comes through so to speak, for you.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, that is such a God thing. There's no way that just happened.
Right.
And it does. And so it's really kind of amazing to see.
Yeah. I certainly choose to think over the years I've become much more into goodwill and karma and things like that. And I think good begets good. And I think that the good things that happen to you guys is not just magic. It's happening for a reason. You put it out there, you're getting it back. And I really do believe with all that's in me that Josh is going to take steps and he's going to talk. And because I think that if I asked you 3 years ago, do you think he'll be in the place that he's at now? I think there's a part of you that might have said maybe not. But the fact is that he's here right now, and there's just no reason to think that when I have you guys on in 2 years again or 3, whatever the case may be, that we're not talking about the strides that he made from today until then.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Well, we just have to believe that.
Yeah. It's going to happen for sure.
Yeah. Hey, we're free to feel that way.
Yeah.
So we can.
And there's no reason not to. He's
Right,
he's
exactly.
given you no reasons. Josh does not give red lights. He does not give stop signs. He gives green
Right.
lights
No.
every day.
Yep. He's
Yeah.
always been that way. He's
Yeah.
always been go,
Yeah.
go, go.
I love that.
He'll get it. If he wants it, he'll get it. I've always said from the beginning of this, if he is cognitive enough to realize what's going on,
Yep.
he will succeed in getting what he wants.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt. Listen, I could keep you on for 6 hours, but I'm not going to, out of respect for you both. I certainly adore both of you, and I adore Josh and Hannah and Grandpa and Smurfit and the whole 9 yards. And it's been a real blessing and an honor to have you guys on. I thank you so much for your time. But before you go, and I want to ask you a geographic question. Do you guys have a Buc-ee's near you, by the way, where you are?
Springfield, Missouri,
Yeah.
closest.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you, before you go, a little Bucky story. So Tony, my producer over here, Tony Walker, has a show every day called Knock 'em Dead Comedy. And a few years ago, there was a fan from Texas, was it Tony, I believe, who just started watching the show. She knows that we do our shows here at Governor's Comedy Club on Long Island, which is really the premier comedy club, one of the premier comedy clubs in New York, where Seinfeld started and Ray Romano and Kevin James and all these big stars. And I believe the story goes that at one point she sent some chocolate peanut butter Bucky. What is it? A beaver, Tony? I don't even know what it is.
Well, it's
Yeah.
your shirt. Yeah. That's the wrapper, and
Yeah.
That's the Bucky's shirt, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's Bucky.
Yeah.
and it's called an overbite. It's chocolate and peanut
Yeah.
butter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Tony, as he does, very generous. He brings in he brought in some from me and my partner Mike, who's working a gig tonight. And as a Reese's peanut butter cup lover, I was shocked to find out that I liked the overbite from Buc-ee's more than I liked the peanut butter cup. So subsequently, over the past couple of years, I've had friends who have. One of my friends, Karen from high school, brought us when she was down in Florida a life-size Buc-ee's Christmas blow-up. So I have that every Christmas, and we have shirts and towels. And I'm a little jealous. I think I told you guys last night when you were texting me that I was on the way to the airport picking up my wife, who was on vacation in Tennessee. And when she came home, she gave me this shirt because her and her girlfriend spent multiple hours in Buc-ee's, and I was.
Oh my God.
I was.
You can't, it's like a mall.
Well, I will tell you that I was part excited and part really pissed that I wasn't there because
Just devastating.
it was. And she told me a funny story. She was telling me that her and one of her best friends, Marissa, were like kind of navigating, and I don't think anyone understood the phenomenon of what this Buc-ee's is. And she told me the story that Marissa came up to her and said, I got this brisket sandwich and it's unbelievable. We're going to eat it. And they were eating brisket sandwiches while shopping for, whatever they were, T-shirts, So
Right.
The one by us, they actually built an exit ramp for it. It's a big deal.
yeah.
They had to build a whole exit ramp just for Buc-ee's.
I need to at some point, whether it's North Carolina. My son and I are supposed to go to North Carolina for a little trip in the fall, so I'm hoping I can make my way over to one. And if I ever make my way to Missouri, I'm going to come visit the one in Springfield and say hello to you guys also, which I'd love.
Oh,
Sounds great.
you're welcome at any time.
Well,
Yeah.
God bless the both of you. God bless Josh. Thank you so much for your time, and I will certainly be in touch. Thank you very much, guys.
Sounds great.
Thank
Thanks for
you
having us.
so much.
All right.
We
Take
really
care.
appreciate being able to talk to everyone.
We loved having you. God bless. Have a good night. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. wow, that was really terrific and moving, and they're as awesome as I thought they were going to be. Obviously, they're wonderful, God-fearing people who are doing God's work. Tone, I mean, I don't even know how to kind of substantiate what they're doing and how they're doing it.
Their attitude, with around God and all that is it's just amazing to me that and that's what they do as God-fearing people. And that's they know that things happen for a reason, and they have people behind them that that really means everything to them.
To me, and I'm sure it came through to you as obviously speaking to them for the first time as well, the grace and the humility and the strength that they have, and they carry that every single day. It's just to me, it's so incredibly impressive.
Yep, absolutely right.
And the fact that they have literally hundreds of thousands of people that follow them in every video, and the videos have thousands of likes, and just it's outstanding, and it was certainly an honor to have them on, and I loved it, and I mean, listen, we got 10 minutes left in the show, and I could have gone on for forever, but you want to be respectful of people because they need to sleep at some point. Especially because their days are probably pretty long and hard. But so, what do you think of my Bucky shirt? By the way, pretty cool, right?
I love it. I have one that's very similar. Nick Greystone got me.
When did Nicky go to?
He went to one down in Florida earlier this year.
Wow.
And he brought me back a shirt. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I gotta make sure I get down there because Stacy and her friends seem to really, really love it, and who doesn't?
I'm dying to get to one. I've heard the brisket is fantastic.
Yeah.
But for me personally, what I really love is the fact that they treat their employees like gold.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Isn't that, you like hearing stuff like that where they're not, total. And we know of certainly major companies where you hear just the opposite, where people, they leave and they're disgruntled and angry with life. So the fact that Bucky's, maybe Bucky's will sponsor us at some point. Do you think we're going to get big enough for that?
I tell you, because I spent so much time on my show talking about Bucky's.
Yeah.
We've tried to get through to their headquarters and have not been successful yet.
So your goal to get through them was what? To do what? Just
really something. Just ask them about like where it all comes from. Why in this day and age, when there are so many big corporations that treat their employees so poorly, and the conditions are just, in my opinion, seem to be getting worse as more and more kiosks and self-help desks and AI. That just seems to be the way of the future, where, treating the employees, pensions are a thing of the past. Health benefits are almost a thing of the past, unless you pay for them.
Yeah.
I'm curious why they still. I mean, I'm happy that they do, but I'm curious why they feel. That's still the way to go.
I wonder if they came northeast, if things would change. There
are plans to open one up in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I don't know where.
Okay.
I just think it's inevitable that it'll be here eventually.
Do you think if they pop a Bucky's in Lindenhurst, all of a sudden it's going to be the script is going to be flipped, and all of a sudden they're like, people are disgruntled and pissed off all the time?
They'll call it fuckies.
Yeah, exactly.
Or fuck yous.
Yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen. But so that was awesome.
In fact, what am I thinking?
Stacey bought one too. She got the same thing. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's how you drink your cold water every single day.
Pretty much. I remember to bring it. Yeah,
I love it. That's awesome. Okay, some housekeeping details or some current event stuff. Obviously, we'll push some shows in a few minutes, but I wanted to tell you about my experience the other night. Stacy was away in Tennessee with her college besties, and
the party was so much fun.
The big party we had at the house, Max and his friends. I had committed a long time ago that I wanted to desperately see Christopher Cross in concert at Jones Beach.
Oh.
Yeah.
I meant to.
Yeah. What? What did you mean to do?
I meant to tell you.
Uh-oh.
First off, that concert from Jones Beach.
Yeah.
It's It's on YouTube. I saw it on. It's completely on the whole thing.
Wow.
It's on YouTube.
Okay.
But then I want to see if I can find it real quick. What's today? The 20. Is that it? Damn it. Keep talking. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I just. But I want to show something in regards to that concert.
Don Sill is there? Oh, wait, hold on. Don Sill, I know that you have to do that. So anyway, so I was committed to going, and I've gone to concerts myself, and I went to that concert by myself. I bought a single ticket.
Oh, you went by yourself?
Yeah, I went by myself because Stacy was away, and it wasn't like I was going to be searching for people who were dying to go see Christopher Cross and Toto and the Romantics. But I saw Eric Halfton, the beautiful Elizabeth Half there. So I spent some time with them. I sat with them for a little while. Eric smuggled me into the VIP area, so we had a couple of drinks and had some fun, and then and I sat in a great seat by myself, and then this was after I ran into, me and Eric spent some time chatting with the Long Island medium, Teresa Caputo.
Sure.
We spent some time with her.
My brother's good friends with her.
Yeah, and then he lives right near her, obviously. Your brother Frank.
We grew up together.
We
grew up with they were in Caputo's. Her maiden name is Brigandy.
Brigandy, yep.
Yeah, we grew up with
so we saw her, spent some time with her. I showed her a picture of me, Eric, and her daughter Victoria, Victoria was a comic for a little while back, previous to COVID. So there was a picture I showed her of the three of us, which was kind of neat. And then I ran into Elizabeth Hashagen from Channel 12 News. She was there with her dad, and she has a relationship with Rosie. She's a hot yoga instructor. So talked with her and mentioned Rosie and maybe coming on Knock 'em Dead at some point.
When you say hot yoga instructor,
yeah.
I mean, she's a good-looking lady, but you're saying hot yoga. You're not saying she's a hot.
No. I think it's like where you go and they crank the heat up and you do yoga. Right. I don't really know. Looking at me, you can tell I don't do it. But she was lovely. And then I was sitting by myself, and I'm getting mad texted by Tony that Skelzy's standing behind me, and I.
And there's the picture he took.
Oh, he got a picture of me. There you go. I love that. My big fat head. We were like two, 3 rows away from each other. So they were behind me. I said hello to them, and then literally about 2 inches to the right of me was Roach's student Jenny Pomper, who did the movie, and Jenny's mom was there.
Oh,
and
that's
they
cool.
were literally like next to me. It was crazy.
That's weird.
So it was just totally a great experience. The funny thing was I didn't realize it until Half that told me that the Romantics opened, which I knew, but I thought it was Toto, then Christopher Cross. He's like, no, Toto's the headliner, and Christopher Cross is the middle act. And I really just was going for Christopher Cross.
Really?
The Toto thing was a bonus. Romantics were actually great, but they only have 2 songs basically. Yeah. But I went for Christopher Cross. I didn't even stay for the whole Toto. I saw a couple of songs, but
really?
I had to pick up Samantha. But again, like I've seen Toto before, but Christopher Cross, I have to tell you, 75 years old, and if you close your eyes, you were basically listening to him when you turn on the radio and you hear one of his songs from 1985.
Sure.
Like his voice was perfect. Like I had to make sure, luckily I was sitting close enough to be able to see that he was not lip syncing. This was him singing. Yeah. But his voice at 75 years old was absolutely exquisite, okay? Which was a little bit surprising to me just in and of itself, but then you add in the fact that I go see James Taylor literally every year for 30 plus years, and he's progressively, unfortunately, just gotten, his voice has been deteriorating. Yes. To the point where this year it was rough because there were a couple of songs that he was not able to sing that his son had to take over for.
Oh, wow.
And you can just tell, like, it's rough because he's my guy. Like James Taylor and Billy Joel are my number one, I certainly, every time I go see him, I always feel like, well, this is it. Yeah. This is the last time, which is, it's humbling, obviously, and sad. But he keeps on going. The problem is, should he still keep on going is the question. So I kind of had those similar expectations with Christopher Cross, and no, it was on point.
Wow.
Incredible. Yeah.
And you wouldn't know it from his music, but he's a very underrated guitar player.
Oh no, that's what Eric had told me.
Yeah,
because Eric is a musician. Yeah, no, he played some guitar. Oh no, you could tell that he knows how to play guitar. Yeah.
For a short time, was it Deep Purple? I think for a very short time he played guitar in Deep. I think it was Deep Purple. It was one of those. Yeah. Those bands, Deep Purple, Bluish, The Cult, one of those.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I totally believe it.
He can play, man.
Yeah. So that was amazing. It was a cool experience.
Did you meet Skelzy's wife?
Yeah.
She's wonderful. I
love her. Great. No, it was Jeff and his wife and another, I don't know if it was another couple or another woman.
Did you not spot him originally because he was waving to you?
No, I didn't. You know what it was? It was like I was sitting with Haft and Elizabeth, and they were like in these like little cushion luxury boxes, which is right behind the orchestra, and basically what happened was I got kicked out, and the lady, the lady was like, you can't be sitting here, go back to your seat. And I was like, well, my seat's actually in the fourth row of the orchestra, lady. So she's like, let me see. And I showed her. She's like, oh yeah, you're up there. So it wasn't like I was sitting there because I was trying to do better for myself. I was actually sitting in worse seats. So what happened was when the first song played is when I got kicked out, and I had to go find my seat in the dark. So no, I didn't see Skelzy for that reason. And then I was looking around, and then I spotted him, and we chatted for a couple of minutes. Terrific guy. I mean,
I just thought, you couldn't see his hand waving.
No. I saw his full hand and had to shake it, and it was uncomfortable. No. He's a terrific guy. I mean, there's no two ways about it. He's a wonderful man, and I loved meeting his wife, and so it was just a cool experience, and I'm thinking about, we have a graduation party on Sunday, but if I can't get any Hirschmans to go with me, I might go fly solo to see John Mellencamp at Jones Beach by myself
that's this
again.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
I haven't seen him in years, but the last time I did see him, his live performance is one of the top 5 I've ever seen, and I've seen a shitload of concerts, as you have.
Yes.
Mellencamp, it was outstanding. So Jones Beach is just, it's the best, especially a night like the other night. It was 72 degrees, a little breeze.
Yep.
Like it was breathtaking.
There's
out.
Nothing. In fact, I was just talking about that on my show today.
Yeah.
I was driving around last night, and I was down in that area, Ocean Parkway.
Robert Moses.
Parkway.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful, beautiful night.
Yeah.
It's just, and to go for that ride, it's never terribly crowded. Even during the summer, it's not terribly crowded.
Yep.
Just a nice, scenic, peaceful drive. It was just beautiful.
It was gorgeous. We were there, and I loved every minute of it. And like I said, I especially when it comes to these older acts that you don't know, when James Taylor or Christopher Cross or Rod Stewart or Mellencamp. The one concert that I'm glad I didn't go to, now that I've seen some clips, was Manilow. He's not doing it anymore. And with all due respect to him, I don't want to be my memory of him up there barely moving like Frankie Valli, and then they're playing his track behind him, and he maybe says 1 or 2 words. I don't want that.
Right.
I want to see you either do it or not do it, and if you can't,
paying your money to see them,
it's okay. So
we're going to Rod Stewart.
Rod Stewart is on Friday the 29th, I believe. Is that right? I think it's
the 31st.
31st? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so I might try to get to that one too. And here's the thing, SeatGeek, I mean, I got a single ticket, and I was sitting in the 4th row from the stage, and I spent $65.
No kidding.
So I mean, a single, because I bought my ticket at 4:30 in the afternoon,
right,
the night of the show, which is 6:45.
Wow. So
at some point, if you're willing to hold off that long, and I wasn't dependent on anyone else, no one was dependent on me, that's it. So I might do the same thing for Stewart and Mellencamp.
Yeah.
So
I saw on YouTube a few weeks ago, though, Stewart, who's been on tour for a month or so now.
Yeah.
He was in the middle of the show, and they had to stop to give him an
oxygen tank. Yeah. And Lionel Richie passed out also, and Manilow had this. So again, what are the opportunities going to be to keep on seeing these people?
Right.
And I'm at a point now where I want to do it. So maybe we'll hook up at one or both of these shows for sure. That would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, here we are, 10 o'clock. We're going to wrap up. I'm certainly going to end off by, again, thanking the Luter family. They were beyond my wildest dreams here as far as guests were concerned. And will push my show on Friday, July 24th. I will be at the Brokerage Comedy Club. Doors open at 6:30. The show starts at 8 p.m. It'll be myself. It'll be Rosie Fiumara hosting. It'll be a co-headlining show of Christopher Monty and Goomba Johnny. As of yesterday, we were at, I think, about maybe like 5-6 capacity. So I don't know, that's a weird permutation I just threw out there, but there's not that many seats left in the club. So if you're looking to go, govs.com to see us at that show. And if you don't want to see me perform, you can go see Mikey and his crew. And Mikey's lineup here at the Little Room here at Governor's is a crazy good lineup. So I know Mama Keegs will be there, and Papa Keegs also, and probably some others. But two great shows for Herschy and the Keegs on Friday. Mikey and the Little Room for his crew, and me at Brokerage Comedy Club. And before we go, Tone, I know you have a couple of shows coming up soon, October. I mean, not that far. So it's getting there.
Yeah, it's
getting there. So
Governor's related shows. Yeah, October 30th at McGuire's in Bohemia, and December 12th at the Brokerage in Belmore. Thank you, pal.
Wonderful. All right, we will go on that note. I don't think I put it out there yet, and certainly as we've discussed before on this show, when we have high-profile guests scheduled, we are always a little bit, hesitant to announce it because sometimes things come up, conflicting schedules and whatnot. But we are very much booked for Tuesday, August 4th. Is that next week's show, or no? It's July 28th next week.
Right.
Oh, July 28th. We have who do we have coming on July 28th? We have a great guest coming up that for some reason is escaping my mind. But on August 4th, we have booked from Brothers McMullen fame and Long Island fame, Valley Stream fame. Ed Burns is scheduled to come on the show, which is a super big get for us,
huge.
and we're super excited about. So,
did you know him in Valley Stream?
I did not, but we have a lot of mutual connections. Like one of my very close friends is his childhood best friend, and that was the connection here. Okay. So let's hope on August 4th. And again, I'll remember the July 28th to post in a couple of days. Thank you, Tony Walker. Thank you to our fans. Thank you for the looters. And we will see you guys on July 28th, Papa Hersch's birthday. Have a great night, everybody.